My friends, I'm driving through beautiful southern Wisconsin. Outside, the world seems to be covered with snow, beautiful white snow. And every season is beautiful. And right now it's winter, so let's enjoy winter. My friends, weather and climate and the snow are not the things I want to discuss in this video. I want to discuss something very serious, and that is the border crisis and the worsening situation in sanctuary cities like New York and Chicago. I want to thank you all for sharing with me your thoughts and comments. I have been reading the comments on my YouTube channel, and thanks for continuing to share your views with me. I think most people seem to agree that things are getting worse. Things are getting worse in the United States because of the open border. And in particular, things are getting worse in New York City and in Chicago and other sanctuary communities. And I watched a few videos, some news updates that showed that the migrants are finding it increasingly challenging to stay warm. Obviously, sanctuary cities have run out of housing options, and migrants are still pouring into those cities like New York and Chicago. And so, in the middle of winter, in January, when the weather is cold, it's hard for people to stay warm. And just go back a few years ago. There were a lot of homeless people, and they struggled in the cold. And there still are a lot of homeless American citizens who don't have proper shelter in the winter. And on top of that, we have migrants, thousands and thousands and many thousands, tens of thousands of them in New York City and in Chicago. So obviously these cities don't have room to house these people. We have American homeless citizens, and now we have foreign nationals who came here, and now there's no room to house them. And I talked about it, about one particular case in recent videos, and that's the issue of children from James Madison School. I think that's the name of the school, James Madison High School in Brooklyn. Students at James Madison High School were pushed into remote learning this week on Wednesday. No, sorry. Yes, this week. It was this week. This week on Wednesday, students at James Madison High School in Brooklyn were pushed into remote learning because New York City officials decided to use the school as an overnight respite center for undocumented immigrants. What the city officials did was they transported migrants from Floyd Bennett Field, where they have a tent shelter. So the city took the migrants from Floyd Bennett Field and placed those migrants at James Madison High School. And to make room for the migrants, the city officials pushed the school students into remote learning. That's how bad the situation is. And obviously, the parents are very upset. They have every reason to be upset because our tax dollars fund schools. And so when children are pushed into remote learning just so the school can have space for the migrants, the undocumented immigrants, that is obviously something that the parents are going to be very unhappy about. There's every reason for the parents to be upset. I mean, the city officials, by doing what they did, In this particular case that I'm highlighting, the city officials made it abundantly clear that they prioritize undocumented immigrants over high school students. American taxpayers fund these public schools. And how can New York City liberal politicians think that they are going to use taxpayer dollars and they are going to use public school space to house migrants while pushing school students into remote learning? And obviously, when something like this happens on such short notice, the parents have to figure out childcare. They are going to have, a lot of parents, I bet they missed work so that they could stay home because their kids were at home. And this whole situation just shows the kind of mismanagement and poor governance. And the main issue here is obviously what I've been highlighting for a long time now, that American taxpayer resources are being used to provide services to the undocumented immigrants. And who are the undocumented immigrants? These are foreign nationals who violated our nation's immigration laws. They are here illegally, but they are being prioritized by New York City officials. And Chicago. What will I say about Chicago? I've been talking a lot about Chicago because Chicago has been spending huge sums of money on undocumented immigrants, while the American homeless population continues to suffer. People who are American citizens, people who have been homeless for years, they are still homeless. They are suffering, but they are not getting the help that they need because the resources are being directed towards the undocumented immigrants. And the border is wide open. So as I'm driving through beautiful Wisconsin countryside, I'm obviously enjoying the beautiful scenery. I'm enjoying the drive. But deep in my mind, I'm worried about the future of our country. I'm worried about New York City. I'm worried about Chicago. I'm worried about the taxpayers, American taxpayers, who are being treated badly by these liberal politicians. And here in Wisconsin also, we have undocumented immigrant population. There are many. Wisconsin is not a sanctuary state, but that doesn't stop people. That doesn't stop undocumented immigrants from coming to Wisconsin. So as millions of foreign nationals have been pouring into our country illegally by crossing the southern border, many of them are actually coming to Wisconsin. And there are many Wisconsin communities that are seeing an influx of undocumented immigrants, that are seeing the numbers of undocumented immigrants grow. And so just because we're not a sanctuary city doesn't mean that we don't have the problems. I think all communities, many communities across the country are suffering because of illegal immigration. So as I'm driving through beautiful Wisconsin countryside, yes, I love the scenery, but I'm concerned about the issues that are affecting our lives. My friends, share with me your thoughts. Go to tausifanam.net, send me a message. Check out my blog, check out my list of published opinions. Stay connected, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll be back again with a new video soon. Thank you.